Hello everyone, it's Tommy Hilcken here today from Tommy's Toolbox. Welcome to today's webinar, which is about building and delivering a dynamic elevator pitch. A lot of people ask, where does the word elevator pitch come from and why does someone need an elevator pitch? Well, the story goes that to tell someone about what you do and what you do for a living and what your business is all about, that a lot of people were doing businesses were traveling and going up and down in elevators. And you had just enough time to get out a quick few sentences to make it important enough, informational enough for somebody to know a little bit about you before they got off the elevator. That's what they say. They say how it goes. I'm not certain, but it sounds like it works for me. So today we're going to talk about how to build and deliver a dynamic pitch. You know, you can call it an elevator pitch. Today I'd like to call it more of a 2-minute pitch. That way we can develop a 2-minute pitch. We can time ourselves. We know how long it takes to get it out and just how important it is to do this. To me, this is a very powerful tool that should be in everyone's business toolbox. How do we get the point out to people immediately what we do and why you would want to connect with us? It's an important business tool, and that's why we're delivering it today. So welcome aboard. We're going to get things started. Once again, Tommy from Tommy's Toolbox, how to build and deliver a dynamic elevator pitch. So one of the components of a great 2-minute intro, how do we get it from going from good to great to where it's exciting? People really know what we're about. People want to hear more about us. What are these components? How do we put it together? Well, let's get things rolling here. A little note at first, a great intro will have some, but not necessarily all of these components. So I'm going to give you a bunch of components today, and at the end, you'll have some tools, and you can build a plan, and you can actually build your 2-minute pitch specifically around you, what works for you, and what you feel works for you. So there's going to be a lot going on today. Pick and choose what works for you, but there'll be a lot of ideas. Feel free to use the chat if you want to connect with me. Any questions, send them through. It'll be good to hear from you anyway, and if you're out there and you get a chance, just chat with me now so I know you're there, and we'll get things rolling. So let's talk about this thing we call the 2-minute pitch or the elevator pitch and how important it is and how we can break it down. Well, the first thing that needs to happen with your 2-minute pitch, it certainly needs to be compelling and memorable. When you meet someone, the first thing you're going to do is come off and say hello to them. Your story, your 2-minute pitch has to connect with them, has to be compelling, has to be out there where they want to actually know more about you. They want to get excited about, hey, I just met this guy. He was so compelling. His story was so compelling. He made his business sound so great. Everything about it sounded so good, so exciting, that I want to know more about him. So that's how we start out with the point of being compelling and why be compelling. Our 2-minute pitch, all it is a way for us to connect with another human being in a human being fashion. You know, I found this guy very interesting. You know, people find you compelling. They're going to tell other people about it. They like talking about people who are interesting and compelling. What are you going to put into your pitch that's going to make you memorable? Why are you going to stick into someone's memory that if they hear something on the outside or they're in another business meeting and they can remember you and connect you with someone who needs what you do? So here's what it comes down to. You start out by being compelling. Then you build a memory in someone's mind of what it is you do and who you are. And they have it registered there. As soon as they hear something that connects with what your job is, what your job description is, what you do is, they'll be able to say, hey, I met a guy. I know who he is. I like them. And I'm going to connect the two of you. This is why we do our 2-minute pitch, just to get people to know a little bit about us and become memorable in their mind. One of the secrets of connecting throughout the years, I've noticed when you connect with a human being on an emotional level, you draw them in emotionally. You connect with them emotionally. It's one of the most powerful tools we can use is to connect through emotions. When people get emotionally attached to something, it means they like it. They've become emotionally attached. I really like this. I can feel it. You know, you start to use your intuition. A lot of intuition in 2 minutes when you meet somebody, intuition comes into play. How do I feel about this guy? And we start to use our intuition. And we'll know if we connect or not, or if the story's good or the story's something we can use or somewhere down the line. But you really need to bring them in and get emotionally attached. Let these people start to feel for you, feel something about you. You know, very, very powerful, the use of emotion in our lives. So as we go along, we start going through this program as we're talking today, we'll come up with different ways of connecting with people emotionally. But important, be compelling and memorable, and bring people in emotionally. Connect with them, attach to them. Your 2-minute pitch should always observe networking etiquette. And what does that mean? Literally, you're not there to sell anybody on what you do. It's not a sales pitch. You're not going to get in someone's face. You're not going to be over the top. You're going to stay at an even level keel. The etiquette is about just getting to know you, giving a little bit of information about you. Pretty much what you want to do in networking etiquette is connect with the person and let them leave saying, wow, I really enjoyed my time with that person, and I'd really like to get to know a little bit more about them. So what I'm going to do is, I got this 2-minute pitch. I like what I heard. I'm going to set up a one-on-one. This is what we use this for. It's pretty much the door opener to connect with someone so you can have a bigger, more lengthy meeting somewhere down the road in the future. Seems to work very well that way. But it's a connection. It's just to make a connection between two human beings. So when you think about it, you're not there to sell anybody at any time. If you're selling them on anything, you're going to be selling them on the fact that, hey, I'm a nice guy and we should talk somewhere down the road. That's the only selling you want to do, is maybe selling you the being more than what you're doing. So if the 2-minute pitch is anything, it's selling the being, not the doing. So that's an important way to look at it. Focus on who you are and get that point to someone, and then just tell them what you do, but never sell them on what you do, not while you're doing your 2-minute intro. Make sure your 2-minute intro has a takeaway, that there's something, some call to action, something that you're going to do. Again, like I said, set up a time where you're going to meet again. Check out my website. You know, give me a call. Here's my card. Stay connected somehow, some way after the 2-minute pitch. There has to be a takeaway at the end so you can get to know these people more and they also can get to know you more. It's a big part of connecting with the 2-minute intro. You know, it's quick. You know, when we think about this, this is just like public speaking. And it needs to be worked on because it is public speaking. It's only 2 minutes long. But for some people, 2 minutes is an eternity. 2 minutes is a lifetime. I remember I've been speaking and performing and entertaining most of my life. And I walked into one of the biggest networking events I've ever seen. It was my first one I ever went to. There was about 180 people there. And I froze. I just couldn't believe that I was going to walk in and have to go meet some people and shake hands and talk. It's quite overwhelming. So when you prepare yourself and you have your 2-minute pitch and you know what you're going to say, it frees people up in a great way to do the things they need to do at these events. You know, this is very important for networking events, dinners, dances, meeting someone. If you have to go meet a new boss or you're in an interview, think about it. If you can speak for 2 minutes clearly on who you are and what you do, it has great impact on the person you're speaking with. If you struggle with what you do, if you struggle with who you are, and you're all confused and it's not coming out clearly and it's not flowing, that first impression can't be made back up. So really, it's real important to focus in on this and get it down to where you want it to be. We're all going to need a pitch somewhere, somehow in our life. Some of us more than others. But all of us need to learn it, and all of us need to get out there and use it. So we're going to go through a little bit more here. Your pitch should identify your ideal client. Let people know who you're looking for. Let people know what you do, who you are, what you do, and who an ideal client is. Now again, this is going to go back and forth. The person you're speaking with is going to identify who their ideal clients are, so the light can go off in your head and say, oh, I know somebody who you connect with. I know this person. I know someone who does that. Every time we focus on this, you identify your ideal clients, the person you're with identifies their ideal clients. Guess what? There's a synergy now. You're both there to help each other get what you want. So pretty much at the end, when you're identifying ideal clients, you're telling the person what it is you want. What am I here for? Who am I looking to connect with? Here's why I'm here. And by the way, who are you looking to connect with? Who can I help you with? Who are your ideal clients? So we put this together, we build it, we let people know who we're looking for. But remember, when you're doing this and you're doing networking, always remember that it's always about the other person. What can you do for them? Now, what you put out, you get back. So make sure you're putting out a great effort to help the other person find their ideal clients. And in turn, you'll build a friendship, you'll build a relationship, and they'll help you find your ideal clients. It's a great process. It really is. Specify your point of differentiation from others. So how do you differentiate yourself from others? What makes you stand out? What makes your company stand out? What makes you as a person stand out? How can you become, as I like to call it, Seth Godin talks about, the purple cow? How do you become the purple cow? How are you the person who everyone stands around and says, wow, did you meet this guy? Did you hear what he does? Let's face it, if we go to a networking event, there's a lot of people there. Not only are there a lot of people there, but there's a lot of people there doing what you do. For instance, financial people, health people, marketing people, graphics people, speakers, people who facilitate. What makes you different than the 5 other people in the room who are doing what you do? See, when your elevator pitch is fine-tuned and you get your point across, it's the first place to start to make yourself stand out from the others. It's important. You got to get that point across. Yes, there's a lot of people in the room like me, but here's what makes me different. Never be afraid of being different. Something has to make you different. It's the being. It's the way you do what you do. Is it your customer service? What makes you stand out? What is it? So when you're putting together your 2-minute intro, add that in. Don't forget to specify what makes you stand out from others. Very, very important, because people are walking around. In an hour, you could get anywhere from 22 to 25 different people to talk to. So if everybody's all the same, who are they going to know to go with? Who are they going to feel like, here's the guy I want to recommend? Let's talk a little bit about some best practices of building. Because the first thing we need to do is build it, and then we have to deliver it. But we have to plan this out. We have to do it on paper. We have to write it out. We have to know a little bit about who we are. We have to know a lot about what we do. And we also have to understand why people need who I am and what I do. So we got to discover people's needs. So some of the best practices of building this is there a need for what I do? And who are the people I need to talk to? So we'll go through a few of the best practices on how to develop this and how to make it happen. Spend time preparing. You can't take enough time preparing. You can't. The more time you can spend just sitting down, writing this out, get a yellow pad, just keep writing. Who I am, what I do, who I want to deliver it to. Start answering these questions. But the thing is to prepare. Write it out. Because what you're going to notice is, at first, and it happened in my life, it's happened in many people's lives that I know. At first, you don't think you're going to be able to even get out 2 minutes. And odds are you aren't. A lot of people get in a minute 20, and they're like, oh man, I don't know where to go now. I'm finished. I wrapped it up. But when you prepare this, and you start to practice this, and you time this, it just becomes second nature to you. And when you get to that point where your 2-minute pitch, your elevator pitch becomes second nature, people will know it. They'll feel it. They'll know that you're prepared. You know, one of my mentors always used to say, one of the secrets to success is to plan to win, prepare to win, and most importantly, expect to win. So when you go into a networking event and you planned out your talk and you prepared yourself, you can expect to knock it out of the ballpark at that networking event because you planned it out. You prepared your talk, and you more importantly expect to knock it out of the park. See, planning and preparing lead to great expectation. Great expectation makes us go in and really, really knock it out and become the person that we really want to be. So spend time preparing. One of the best practices you can, get one of those yellow pads out. Start writing it out. Write it out first. Writing causes thinking. See, when we have it in our mind, it's just floating around. When we put it on paper, it actually starts to manifest itself. It becomes more of a physical thing, and we can actually start to feel it. Writing causes thinking. So grab a pen, grab a paper, write it out, and just keep writing. You'll have plenty of time along the way to edit your talk. Practice and time yourself. You can't do it enough. Once you write it out, literally, take the paper in your hand, have someone time you, time yourself. Let's say we got it down to 2 minutes, and you got 3 or 4 pages of notes. All you need to do is stand there and read it. You don't need to do anything else right now. Just stand and read it. And at the end, you look, and you might be 3.5 minutes. Now you have to look and say, wow, what do I do now? Well, it's time for editing. I got to get this down to who I am, what do I do, and who needs it. So I got to break it down to 3 parts. Can't tell everybody about everything we do. We just don't have the time for it. We need to just be interesting to the other person. We need to be interesting as a being and something interesting about what we're doing. So what it comes down to is practice and time yourself. Little by little, it'll become second nature. Everything will go well. We'll be nervous at first. You know, the secret to doing this is not it's that you're not going to be nervous. Everybody gets butterflies. The secret to doing this is to get your butterflies to fly in formation. So that's what practice does. It gets those butterflies to fly in formation. Yeah, you feel them. I still feel them. I get nervous. You know, you feel it. Hey, you know, you're putting yourself out there. You're putting yourself out in front of people. But let's face it, everything we want to do is going to be through people. So connect with as many as you can, but be prepared. So practice and timing yourself is a big part of that. Start writing, start practicing. Many of us do many things. I could talk about goal achieving. It could be juggling. It could be magic. What is it we do in our lives? What do we do in our business? You have 2 minutes. You're not giving a website. You're not a walking, talking website. Click here for this. The drop-down bar comes down. You can check out this. That's not what we're there for. Focus on one thing. One very, very interesting thing about you, and one very, very interesting thing about what you do. Just with laser focus, one thing. So that person says, wow, very interesting. I want to know more. That's our outcome that we're looking for in our 2-minute pitch. We need to know right there, right then, through intuition, do I want to know more about what this person does? And how can I get him connected with people I know? How do I get people in my downline to work with him? So instead of thinking about you're going to tell everybody, exactly just spewing things out, I do this, I do this, I do this, I do this, you got to have me, I'm a good guy, I'm a nice guy, I'm a happy guy. No. Take it back. Practice on focusing on one thing that you do well, and focus on one thing that you are really good at as a person. So hone it down. You only have 2 minutes. Now, there might be a time where you'll go to a networking event where you'll have a little bit more time to tell a little bit more about you. There's a time that you can bring up your family, what you like to do, or what kind of a sport fan are you? Are you a sport fan? What are your hobbies? You can break it down to that and then talk about that's the personal end. And you could add in a little bit about your business, how many people you have working for you, how do you get things done in your office. That's for a little longer time. 2 minutes, focus on one thing, stay on topic, and don't vary and don't go off it. Again, this is what we were talking about a little bit, but I'll refresh it here. Provide insight into the business and the person. You got to be before you can do. You got to do before you can have. So tell a little bit about the being. And when we talk about the doing, I always consider the doing part is my business. I have to be before I can do. So I tell people who I am. And it took a long time. There was a process for me to actually get down and figure out what it is exactly I do. I knew who I was as a person. So I could tell people, hey, I'm a fun guy, I like this, I like that, I do this. But then again, I would be leaving these networking events without connecting with anybody on a solid performance because I wasn't certain and I wasn't providing insight into my business. I spent a lot of time providing insight into the person. But let's face it, we're going to these networking events to meet people one-on-one, but they have to know and they have to know what our business is about. Do not think that you're just going to go there and make friends. It's great. You'll make connections. You will make friends in the process. But you got to get people to know about your business from the get-go. Very, very important. Moving along. Use a bold statement, compelling statistics, or a question. Let's say you're in graphic arts. Did you know that 9 out of 10 businesses need a flyer? Did you know that 9 out of 10 people I work with get great success out of my marketing materials? Bold statement. We've been doing this so long that people come to us on a regular basis. They don't go anywhere else. We are the go-to company, and we have the testimonials to prove it. Be bold. Have that one statement that says, hey, I'm for real. I am a legitimate, solid, knock 'em out business. I've worked hard. I'm proud of what I do. Let people know you're proud. Use some statistics about what your business provides to other people. Throw something out there. The bold statement, compelling statistics about what you do. It really, really works. People want to know. When you have the confidence in your business and the confidence in yourself, you'll start to shine. You'll start to stand out. People will want to know more. If this guy is this confident in himself and this confident in his business, now I'm not talking about ego, being out of whack, hey, look at me. I'm talking strictly about I'm confident. I've worked hard to build my business and to turn myself into the businessman I am. So I want you to know it, and I want you to come and learn more about my business. Stand up. Be counted. It's a big room full of people. It really is. When we connect with people and we only have a few minutes, this is what we need to do. Be memorable. Again, as we're out there, anybody wants to chat, anybody has a question, thought, snide remark, type them in, throw them out. Love to hear from you. We are here. So some more best practices. When you meet somebody, things we need to do. Work on our attitude. And what is our attitude? And how do we have a good attitude when we're there in the event? Well, attitude is pretty much putting together three different things. It's our thoughts, our feelings, and our actions. So to have a good attitude, we have to walk in with the proper thinking. We have to have a great feeling about what we're doing, and we have to take the right actions. So our attitude comes through. You're going in there and you're feeling excited and thrilling and you're up and you're positive. You go in with a good attitude, you have a much better chance of connecting with someone who has a good attitude. Like attracts like. What are you putting out, you get back. So if you go in excited and thrilled about your business with a great attitude, you're going to connect with people who have the same attitude. You're going to start to connect with like-minded people. And this is why we're here. This is why we're networking. We want to find the pieces to the puzzle to help us build our success puzzle. Who are these people? Where can I meet them? So attitude, so powerful. To win with the right attitude. Tone, are you coming across? Is the tone of your voice strong, healthy, confident? What is the tone you're putting out? Are you hiding back? Are you meek? Or are you standing tall? Strong tone of voice, putting it out. Here's what I do. Speaking with confidence. And that comes from earlier we talked about planning and preparing your 2-minute talk will let you go out with confidence, speak with confidence, have a tone that's full of confidence. So again, the practice brings all this, planning it out, preparing it, and practicing builds that attitude, that confidence, builds that tone in your voice that says, hey, I'm the guy you want to do business with. I'm the guy that you want to introduce to people. Your body language speaks for itself. Stand tall. Stand confident. Be strong. Like I said, you've worked hard to get where you are in your business. We all have. Let people know it. Convey that. Being strong. Strong handshake. Hey, good to meet you. And let people know just by looking at you, looking in your eye, that, hey, this guy's for real. Your body language will tell everything. If you're walking around, you're like, hi, hey, how are you? And good to see you. It's going to show. Walk around, hey, good to meet you. Hey, tell me a little bit. What is it you do? I'd love to hear about it. Get things started. This is the thing. Your body language will tell a lot about you. Stand tall, be strong. Convey a presence and engagement. You are the person. It's up to you. Be engaging. Start the conversation. Make it happen. Let the conversation go the way you want. Get it rolling. Become engaging. Someone that somebody wants to talk to. As a matter of fact, they'll want to talk to you the next time they see you again, and they'll say, hey, you got to meet this guy. You got to meet Bill. You just got to see what he's all about. They'll be telling other people about you because you were present. You were right there. The only thing you were focused on was them at that moment, and you engaged in the conversation. You'll notice, you'll see as you go through more and more and doing these pitches and you're meeting people, some people's eyes start to glass over. They're looking over your head to see who is the next guy in the room that they want to talk to. And you can tell. But it's up to you to be present and engage the person and then move on. Some of the best practices, though. Have a good attitude, great tone in your voice, get that body language showing that you're confident, and certainly convey that present and be engaging with the other person. Really care about what's going on in their life and their business. Help people understand why clients choose you. Here's the story. No one knows why your clients choose you. They need to know about you. You need to have a line in there and say, X company works with us because we create a great atmosphere at their office. Wow. Tell me a little bit more about that. Why do your clients use you? Our graphics are second to none. All our clients, when they send a testimonial, the word that stands out is fantastic graphics, clarity, get my point across in my marketing. Plain and simple, people need to know why. Why people choose you. And let's face it, in this world, in this business world, as people, as businessmen, people have a lot of choices. They have a lot of choices. Right in the room you're in, there's an odds are that there's 5 people doing what you're doing. So please, make it an important part of your talk, an important part of your pitch, why your clients choose you. Let them know. Plain and simple. Here's why. Because I do a great job. My clients come back. 9 out of 10 clients return. 7 out of 8 people use us again for another product. Whatever it is, but let them know why. In today's world, everybody has a phone, a camera. Easy enough. On your phone, you can record a video. You can record yourself speaking. You can record it, time it, play it out. So truly, first of all, as you read it off your paper, record it into your phone. Just do an audio recording. You want to know what you sound like, because what you hear is what other people are going to hear. Did I have enough of this in there? Did I have enough of that in there? So when you record it, you can say, wow, I wish I wouldn't have said that, or I'm going to take that out, but I really think that, at the 1:30 spot is where I really need to get into starting to get people to understand why my clients choose me. So as you do it, you can hear yourself for the first 30 seconds, second 30 seconds, minute and a half, and then you wrap up at the end. So when you hear yourself, you can start to realize this is what people are hearing. So start out with that. Once you write it out on the yellow sheet and you prepare it and you feel like you've got it done, record it. Play it back. Listen. Is there something you want to take out? Scratch it off the paper. Move on to the next part. Now, video comes a whole nother way, because video is going to help you out where you can actually feel your attitude. You can start to play the role on the video like you're actually at the event. And you could walk in and film yourself with a great attitude and high energy. And hey, I'm glad to be here. How about you? You can convey that body language. You can see, do you need to pull your shoulders back? Do you need to stand up straight? How do you sound? How do you appear? It's good to know ahead of time how you're going to look, how you're going to sound. Because that's what people are going to see. So what do you want people to see you look like, sound like? You can find out. Now you can find out long before you go. So record yourself, video yourself, see how you sound and appear. Real important, easy thing to do today. You can have someone at the office, have someone at home, listen to you, share with you, give you feedback. We do this. We help people build their 2-minute pitch here at Tommy's Toolbox. We have seminars, workshops on it. It's fun stuff. I love doing it. Some of the people who've come in have just They've never left the same way they came in. The certainty that they get of who they are and what they do is unbelievable when they leave the workshops. So have a goal and measure of success. Know the outcome you want. When you give your 2-minute pitch, do you know the results you're looking for of giving it? Why are you giving it? Why? Ask yourself that question. When you go to a networking event and you have this 2-minute pitch, do you have a goal that you're looking to achieve? A measure of success? Is it that you want to connect with someone? Do you want to get out there? Do you want to meet with someone that they know who you are? Did you do your homework ahead of time that, hey, I've got only a few minutes to do these 2-minute things. I want to meet a certain amount of people, but I want to be specific. Do you have a goal when you go in? I know I didn't for the longest time. You know, my coach has been telling me for a long time now, go in with a goal for your networking. Go in. Know the outcome you want. How many one-on-ones are you going to leave with? This is not about your 2-minute pitch. Your 2-minute pitch needs to be exciting, thrilling. Get it down. Get it to where you want it. But it truly is an introduction to set up that one-on-one with the people you want to be with. You know who they are. They know who you are. Are you a fit? Or you're going to take your 2-minute pitch to the next person to find out if they're a fit. If they're a fit. So have a goal, a measure of success. Walk away knowing the results you want from your event. Some more best practices. Make eye contact with the person you're with. Never, ever leave them out. I was discussing earlier, jumped the gun a little bit about, people looking around, eye to eye, left to right, up and down, boom. Be present. That person who's across from you is the most important person in the room at that moment. Because to them, they are. Let's face it, we are the most important person to ourselves. So when someone feels like they're left out, or you're just looking around the room to find someone else to talk to, it's going to be very noticeable. Be inclusive. Truly make them feel important. You might not be able to do business with them. The business end might not work out, but as a person, they're extremely important. Treat them that way, make eye contact, include them in everything that's going on, and feel comfortable being with them. And in turn, make them feel comfortable. Generate enthusiasm. If you're enthusiastic about what you do, and you're thrilled to get up every morning and can't wait to go to work and do what you do, people will feel your enthusiasm. People want to work with people who are enthusiastic about what they do. They enjoy being around people who like what they do. Let's face it, no one wants to be around like, oh man, I got to go to work, and the reason I go to work, you know why I go to work? Because that's what I did yesterday. And you know why I'm going to go to work the day after that? Because that's what I did the day before that. You'll meet them, you'll see the people, and you'll look and say, wow, why are you here? But it's up to you to generate the enthusiasm. It's up to you to bring out, I love what I do. I love what I do. And you tell people, and you let them feel it, that, hey, this was my dream. I'm living the dream. I've got a great job. I've got a great business, and I'm going to share it with you. There's a reason we do why we do. And there's a reason we do why, what I do. Tell people what it is you do. Be enthusiastic about it. They need to know why you do it. When you have a big enough why in your own life and you explain that to other people, they're on your team. I love this guy. This guy loves what he's doing, and it shows in his work. That's a great testimonial. When you get that from someone, this guy is so enthusiastic, he loves what he's doing, and it shows in his work. I don't think you could ask for a better testimonial than that. So moving forward, we'll catch up with some important points to remember. We are in business to solve problems or fuel burning desires for people. What can we do for you? What are your challenges? How can I help you with your challenges? I've seen that challenge before. My company can help you with that. Here's how we would solve that problem. I'd like to tell you more about it. Is there a time we could schedule to give you a little bit more? We've solved those problems in the past. How do we create a burning desire for people? How do we create people to have a burning desire for our company? When we go in and we create this burning desire that we created for them, that if you work with us, you will increase your profits 50% because people have done that in the past. This is how we do it for others. Let me tell you how we can work with your company. Become a burning desire that people want to meet you, want to know more about you. How on earth can I get this guy to do what he's done for these companies for mine? I don't want to pass this guy up. I don't want to pass him up. I want to learn more. If he did it for them, why not me? Building rapport, ability to stay in rapport with potential clients, partners, is critical to our success. Again, what I was talking about, everyone we meet might be able to use our business or might not be able to use us as a person, but we all have a long line of connections. Hey, my brother does that. Hey, I have a friend who does that. So when you build rapport and you take care of the other people first, how can I take care of you? You build this rapport, people start to like you. You start to have a connection. People want to see you more often. They want to know more about you. So when we do this, it's critical to our success. Helping someone else get successful is our way of becoming successful. That's why it's so important to connect and connect with people. You know, you can have everything you want in life if you're just willing to help enough people get what they want. So keep that in mind when you're building this 2-minute pitch and you're connecting with people. Tell people what you want, but listen. Become a critical listener to what the other person's challenges are. Listen. The best thing to do, stay focused, stay engaged, be present, and listen to what the other person is saying. You might just hear that one thing you needed to hear where you can help them, or you can connect them with someone who can. So how do we frame this out? How do we take out that yellow sheet of paper, and how do we get this started, and how do we connect this and make it happen? So let's say we're going to build a framework, and we're going to come up with a definite plan on how to build the perfect, a great, and exciting 2-minute pitch. So we take out our pen, we get our paper, we focus, we get in a quiet space. We start to think, we start asking ourselves some questions. Literally, if you have a pen and paper with you now, please write this down. If not, you're more than welcome to email me at tommy@tommystoolbox.com, and I'll be more than glad to send you through slides. So here's our framework. We have the pen and paper out in front of us, like I said earlier. Get in a quiet space. This is more important than you could think. So the first question, who are you? Interesting question, right? You think you could just sit down and write who you are. One of the best things that I realized, one of my mentors taught me, is it's very hard for us to see the picture because we're inside the frame. So you might want to ask some of your clients who you are, some of your friends who you are, business associates. As a matter of fact, if you've been to a networking event a few times, people start to know who you are. So if you're having a tough time writing out exactly who you are, start asking people around you I know it sounds crazy, and how do I do this? But it's real important to get to know who you are, not who you think you are, or who you feel you are, who other people think you are and feel you are. Because remember, this is about going out and meeting other people. So what you think about yourself, what you feel about yourself, isn't necessarily what other people feel about you. So start to feel it out. Start to ask yourself who you are. Get involved. Get that pen and paper out. Start listing things about yourself that you like, what you do. You know, when you have enough time, you can drop in something like, hey, I'm a grandpa 3 times over. It's a great thing. Love being a grandpa. You know, that's my driving force for my business. I can't wait. I work hard. I do this because I'm a grandpa. I want to take care of my grandkids. Whatever it might be, start to list who you are and what's important to you. So you got your piece of paper out. Who do you serve? Who do you want to connect with? So look at what we got going here. We're writing this out now. We're writing it out. It's starting to happen. Who am I? Who am I? Who do I serve? Who is it that could use my business? Who can I connect with that would help me? And in turn, who do I serve that I can help them? Do you know? Do you know who you are? Do you know who you serve? You know, it comes down to, in a business, we can be a wandering generality, and we're just out there busy being busy. We're doing. You'll never confuse activity with productivity. They're two different things. So truly get down and decide who it is you serve, how, and why. Start writing it out. This is going to be so powerful when you get this done. It really starts to become very powerful. So who are you? Who do you serve? Write it out. What do you do for them? I meet people. Here's their challenge. Here's how I help them get better results in life. I go in and help people change their thinking. When they change their thinking, they change their feelings. When they change their feelings, they change their actions. When they change their actions, they get better results. So this is what I do. This is what I do for people. I help people get better results through better thinking. So what do you do for them? When someone asks you, oh, that's terrific. I like what you do. What's in it for me? Everybody wants to know what's in it for me. Tell them. Let them know. Hey, here's what I do, but more importantly, here's what's in it for you. Very powerful. People want to know you care about them. I know it's said a lot of times, but truly, people want to do business with people they know, like, and trust. Can that be built in 2 minutes? People can start to get to like you. They can like a little bit about you. They'll get to know a little bit about you. As far as trusting you, not just yet. That's why you're just setting this up. So you can get people to give you a one-on-one. So they're interested in what you can do for them to make their life better, to make their business better, to make their business more productive, to make their team more productive, to make the collaboration at work better. What is it you do for them? Don't forget, when you're writing this all out, who are you? Who do you serve? And what do you do for your clients? You know, what challenges do your customers have? Ask them. When you know what you do, who you serve, and what you can do for people, people need to know. My customer, X, had this challenge. We sat down, we went over it, we brainstormed together, we came up with a plan to get better results. People need to know. Find out what people's challenges are. How do you find out what people's challenges are? Ask them. Don't be afraid to ask. You're there to help people. But if somebody doesn't tell you what's wrong, how are you going to ever give them the tools that they need to fix it? So you become engaging. People start to like you. People start to know you. They'll share their challenges with you. And there's nothing better than, no better feeling in the world that you meet someone with a challenge and you're the guy that changed the results in their life. That's exciting. That's what it is. That's success as a human being. Taking someone or their business to the next level because of something you knew how to do, something you could teach them. Hey, I know how to do that. Let me do it for you. It will improve your business. So find out their challenges and be excited about knowing what their challenges are. They have them, but it's up to you to find out what they are. I've worked with people who have been challenged with that before, and I've had great success doing this. Tell them, been there, done that. I want to show you how we can solve that problem, solve that challenge you have. We can help you change the results by doing this. Tell people that you can do it. They need to know. They need to know that they're present, they're standing there, they're spending time with you. You found out what their challenges are. Fantastic. Perfect. Help them out. How do you solve people's problems? Tell them how you do it. People want to know. Why do your clients use you? Remember, we're writing this out on a piece of paper. These are going to be little quips for a 2-minute. You could use some of these. You could use all of these. But it's important to answer them all, and then you can go through them and pick out what you feel is more important for your 2-minute talk. And then you'll have a longer talk as well. But why do your clients use you? Very important. First of all, I have clients, which is important. People need to know you have clients. You didn't just parachute into the business world. You have clients. People are more confident when people already have clients. Why do your clients use you? Save those testimonials. Have people go to your website to see these testimonials. Here's why they use me. They're confident in my skills, in my talents. They know I'm reliable. Give them all the great words that explain why you are so good at what you do and why your clients come back day after day after day to work with you. Again, people have many, many choices. It's up to you to figure out and tell people why specifically your clients use you and stick with you. So what are the top 3 problems or frustrations you solve for your clients? Look at your business. As you write this down, this is going to come all together on your yellow paper. So, what is it you do for people? Look at your business. Why are you in business? Now, I've asked people many times, why are you in business? I'm in business to make money. Well, you know what? The real answer is we're in business to serve others and help people get better results, remove their frustrations, remove their challenges, and in turn, when we serve, we're served in return. So really, how do we serve our clients? How do we serve them? So when you're writing this out, take this little list right here, write down what are the top 3 problems or frustrations or challenges you solve for your clients. Do you know? Do you know what you do for your clients? Do you realize that they had a challenge? That they weren't able to do what you do? We all know it. You know, I need milk for my cereal. I'm not a milkman. I don't milk a cow. Someone is serving me, and in return, I pay them for what they've done. So we all have to figure it out. Write it down now. What are the 3 problems that you can solve for your customers? Then you can let people know exactly why you do it. What are the top 3 results that people get from working with you? Here's why people work with me. Here's why people buy my product. Here's why people use my service. Wow. What a great way to feel confident. Great attitude. Putting words in like, oh, yeah, I have a lot of great clients. They come back year after year. They bring me back in. They bring me back in to use a different talk. They've often tell me that work improved. You know, the relationships were enhanced at work. We increased productivity. We reduced loss. We reduced time strategies. Things got better. People started to work faster. You know, my people became more confident. And my favorite part is most of my clients will tell me that they've added more dollars to their bottom line. Is that something you would like to do? Is that something my company can help you with? Are you looking for a greater, higher bottom line? Are you looking to generate more dollars and add them to your bottom line? This is what we do. This is why people use us. This is why they work with us. This is why they buy our products. This is why our customers use our service. When we break this down and we start to ask these questions, if you want better answers in life, you ask better questions. So sit down. Start using some of these words. Hey, we make it easier for our customer to get great people to work at their company. We help people get things done faster. We do their marketing quicker than anyone else. We return product back faster than anyone else. We get it in the hands of our customers quicker. Whatever words it's going to be, people want to hear these words. It makes their ears stand up. They want to hear more. Things like increased, reduced. So write it down. What are the top 3 results people get from working with me, buying my product, or using my service? I love it. Take it there. Write it out. Little by little, it's all going to come together into one 2-minute talk. But it's going to be powerful. It's going to be condensed. It's going to be jam-packed to where, wow, that was a really, really confident 2 minutes. I know so much right now in that 2 minutes that I want to know more. That's the connection we're making. How do we get this? How do we get people to say, wow, look at this guy. Confident, powerful, great businessman. I want to know more. I want to set up a one-on-one. If there's any questions, now would be the time. I appreciate everyone for coming out today to the talk. Tommy from Tommy's Toolbox. Again, any struggles anyone has with writing a 2-minute pitch, writing a presentation, we have a program at our website. It's called Magical Speeches, teaching people to write a 2-minute speech, a 5-minute speech, a 30-minute speech, 45-minute speech, how to deliver a 1-hour keynote. Businesses use us. People use us. People want to learn how to speak better in public. Literally, it's what we do. It's what we do here at Tommy's Toolbox, helping people get what they want, knowing their needs, helping them succeed through public speaking. So once again, check us out. It's Tommy from Tommy's Toolbox, www.tommystoolbox.com, or you can call us at 888-716-4550. But I appreciate you all for being here. Enjoy the rest of your day, and I will catch you next time. Take care.